Fly Nasty, what's going on, man? Well, what is happening is I love how this flight controller works so well. They just came out with another new update for it today. And I flew it, and it flew even better on that busted old Martian of mine. And so I've decided to go ahead and put it on some proper gear. That's pretty much how I always operate. I just got done building the Martian with the Helio and everything Friday. And then I was trying to work out some video issues today. And, you know, a lot of people wanted to see, you know, some more aggressive like flight. A little bit more than what I like to do because I'm more of a smoother, flowy type of person. But, you know, I get it. So, problem is when I'd give the old ESCs and the steel motors lots of power, my video would keep going out. So I tried running different things, multiple caps, nothing like that seemed to work. So now I'm going all out and gonna throw it on my reverb, crossfire, and all that stuff. So going back to probably the way I should have did it in the first place, but you know, like a lot of people, it's new tech, and I'm not going to say that I wasn't like skeptical about how it was going to work. And I get tired of doing stuff like this. I like to just fly. You know, so now I went from like 5 good flying machines, and like, you know, I'll get this one back up and running, but technically I'm right back down to 3 now. And here I am soldering and doing all this kind of stuff. But I think it's I know it's going to be worth it. The flight controller and those people are definitely on to something special. That is for sure. Nope, no barometer built into it. You're looking to do an iNav build, aren't you? I'm working on, well, I got my S800 over here, Ready-Made RC Recruit, whatever you want to call it. And right now it has a Betaflight F3 board in it for iNav. But I did pick up the CL Racing Air, which has a barometer, but for fixed wing stuff you don't need a baro with iNav. It uses just the GPS coordinates. And honestly, with the way that they're going with this and with the whole BUTTERFLIGHT and everything, you know, you wouldn't want a barometer on it anyway, because the barometer would eat up processing power, and that's kind of counterintuitive to what we're trying to do with these flight controllers. Keeping the cycle times down and the processing power just ready to go. Hey ZB, what's going on, man? So I didn't get to fly as much as I wanted to today because I had a plumbing project I had to do. Then my GoPro broke yesterday, so I had to go and get a new GoPro at Best Buy with, you know, the warranty and everything. Man, what is going on here? Oh, yeah? I mean, I think I am right now at, I think, 13 to 14%. I'm pretty sure is what it's running at. Oh, don't you just hate update days? They literally just ruin you. I wonder if that ESC is going to be any good now. Man. This is what I hate about, like, soldering and unsoldering all this stuff. You never know if you're going to start breaking crap. Oh, so you got a Helio before they sold out, huh? Evidently they're sold out everywhere now. You haven't flown BUTTERFLIGHT yet? Or are you just going to do some comparison? No, I haven't seen anything about them talking about new batches or anything. Well, you know what? Think I might just replace this ESC. Yeah, it's just always better safe than sorry with these things. I don't want to build this whole thing and then freaking have one problem because I was too lazy to change it from the start. Well, the way I look at it with this is if I put the time into this build right now, then I should be good for a few months, wouldn't you say? We'll just say a few months to make us all feel a little bit better after going through all this stuff. Do you want to actually race drone life? Because that, my man, is a loaded question. Yeah, I say it should be good for a couple months. I mean, I was just kind of thinking about stuff today. And it's pretty amazing what's happened just in the couple weeks. You know, a lot of people talk about, I don't know, this or that or whatever. But, you know, besides Crossfire, I don't really think a lot has happened in the past, like, year. Now, I know stuff flies better and everything like that, but, you know, I'm all about, like, the BetaFlight and the innovation and everything. Like, I mean, not the BetaFlight, but the BUTTERFLIGHT and the innovation and everything, because, I mean, BetaFlight is getting kind of stale, man. Like, you know, dynamic filters, you know, what we're getting out of BUTTERFLIGHT right now is what I kind of thought we were supposed to get out of dynamic filters. You know? Like, I thought the dynamic filters were going to be, like, that good whenever it first came out. But, I mean, dynamic filters, to me, I don't know. To me, I think it's just like smoke and mirrors. I don't really think flying something now that is like a totally different way of like filtering with Kalman, You know, dynamic filters is just a joke. No, Clean Flight, actually, they finally, if you look at Clean Flight, they are actually using the Betaflight source now. I remember hearing about that on a podcast a couple months ago, that they had basically, I don't know, ceased any new production or anything like that, and they were going to be implementing Betaflight code. Nope, we got our options now. We got Raceflight, we got Butterflight, we got Betaflight. And now it's just like whoever can actually start producing and doing, you know, some better hardware and stuff like that. I mean, we all know 32-bit and 32K and stuff like that is just where it has to go. I mean, it's even more imperative now, I think, after doing that, after this whole Butterflight experiment. I mean, it's just, I mean, I think BL Heli 32 is great. I mean, I love it. I'd have it on everything if I could afford it. But I gotta say, I was pretty shocked how multi-shot was working on the Martian that I flashed with the Helio. Yeah, that's probably never going to happen, Hover. I mean, the iNav people are, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over at iNav. I haven't really... Besides my build, I haven't really, you know, paid too much attention to the actual deal. I know the problem I see with iNav is that it doesn't seem like they have enough developers. If you look at the change logs, there's like very few people that are like making like changes like in implementations. I know nobody does anything with their wiki. Their wiki is just like so far behind, it's ridiculous. I'm running D-Shot on mine. 600 and 1200. I don't know if anybody's actually came out and said that you need to run multi-shot. on BUTTERFLIGHT. They say multi-shot is faster, but they did a poll that was on the Facebook group the other day, and I think probably D-Shot 1200 was definitely the winner on the poll, followed by multi-shot. Well, I don't know. I don't have another ESC, so... don't know why they're being so difficult. Yeah, they do support 1200. I mean, it's everything that's in Betaflight. It's all there. It's all in the GUI. You can set up D-Shot commands. They got the new D-Shot beacon tones on there. So it's all in there. Now I haven't actually tested, you know, flip over after crash or whatever, but it's in there. Well, welcome to the party, man. You're gonna love it. That is for sure. So am I the only person with a Helio right now on the board? One of these right here, hooked up to a PDB, old school style. Well, the same reason that Raceflight never did, and that's because when you have 160, 170 amps going through the same board that the flight controller's on, you're not going to be able to do all of the crazy filtering and stuff that we want them to do. That's why. We just can't have it all yet. Besides that, though, I also think there's ways that they can do it. So I think it's easier and cheaper to manufacture one, and it's also going to incorporate less problems, so the end users are going to have a lot better of experience. I mean, the last thing you want to do is like launch a new firmware flight controller type of deal and then have people like, you know, shitting all over it because they can't see or something like that, you know? Alright. Try to keep this in the center of the frame here so you guys can at least see what I'm doing. Oh, I'll tell you, I do hate PDBs, man. God. I definitely recommend one if you can find one. I didn't really look too hard, but one that has like corner pads. That'll make life a lot easier. I mean, it's definitely not the end of the world or a deal breaker. It does add a little bit of time to your build, though. If you got fresh components, though, you should be fine. Can anybody see a definitive difference? Have you not flown it? Have you not seen the videos? And by the way, this has been out for months. It's been in BetaFlight. The fast calm and filtering. And in fact, it's coming back to the BetaFlight source code. And just in case you didn't know, that BUTTERFLIGHT is BetaFlight. It's all open source code. So they're just basically implementing something that Betaflight developers said, no, we don't want. And so they went and did it on their own. And now the Betaflight developers are like, oh crap, we should have kept that there because nobody wants to run our stuff. And now they're going to backtrack and bring it back. Which is good for us because now we have a development war. Who is going to make the best flight controller software for free for us? If that's not good times, then I don't know what is. Yeah, and it's not just seeing it. I mean, I know it sounds like it's a bullshit answer, but I mean, you can feel a difference, man. You can totally feel a difference. I mean, it is super duper noticeable. Because the filters are running at such a constant and fast speed that they're just constantly making the flight experience the best it can be for you. And now with the Helio running at 32K or 16K right now actually, it's taking that a step further, and instead of doing just one overall calculation, it's doing it all on every axis, and it's applying a filter, a gain, and a cutoff all at the same time. I mean, it's freaking great. Let's see, how tall standoffs can I run here? Those are too tall. Oh. What's my background? Let's see. I am a healthcare technology manager. So, my bachelor's is in electronic engineering, and my master, I have 2 master's degrees. I have my MBA, and then I have my master's in healthcare administration. Let's see, I got my 107. I have my ham license. But basically, I take care of like medical equipment. Fix it. Help figure out what stuff to buy. Try to keep nurses and doctors happy all day. Do a lot of like project management that I don't get paid for, that I should get paid for. But everybody's got that story. We're all overutilized in the American workforce. Hey, thanks, man. You can do it too if you're willing to take on the, I don't know, $120,000 in student loans. Nurses. Yeah. Well, they're not what you think. That's for sure. Some of them are definitely hot, but some of them are definitely a pain in the ass. It's cool though, man. I like working. I like working in the hospital. I work for like probably the biggest health. Yeah, definitely the biggest healthcare system in Ohio. And they do a lot of good, man. I mean, there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of people out there that are really sick. A lot of people just kind of turn things on and off on the news and stuff like that. But, it's pretty sad whenever you see somebody, like, literally get dumped out of a car as they drive by because at 7 in the morning because they're overdosed and their people don't want to, like, get busted. So they just literally throw them out of the car onto the street. They bring them inside. They give them Narcan, bring them back to life. And then they get pissed off because, took away their buzz. And they immediately start withdrawing. So, it's pretty sad. My cousin does that stuff down in Kentucky and West Virginia. Like, are you into, like, what kind of oil and gas? You, like, pipeline? You, like, draw up plants? He's a mechanical drawer, so he basically would help draw up the plants. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to mount my standoffs here because, you gotta have isolation since we're using a PDB. Need to move that over just a tad. Can't screw down all the way. Go. Mindless. Do I end up with PIDs lower than stock? Man, not really. It depends on what you're running, man. Like, if you're running like a good board and newer software and like, you know, D-Shot, say, oh, like I'd say, well, 1200 for sure, but you you can definitely push your PIDs up. With Butterflight, I've been able to push my PIDs up pretty good. My D terms are usually like 36. Well, they're usually like 32 on roll and 36 on pitch. And this is like 5S. And I don't know, the stuff's getting so close. Like, even my 6 and my 6-inch and 6-inch 5S and 5-inch 5 and 4S PIDs are starting to actually kind of come closer together. The biggest thing is that something that a lot of people don't even know about, and some guy told me this one time, and I started looking at my black box logs. Go into either your OSD goggles or go into your CLI, and it's like set D y'all, set it to like 5 or 0. Like, you just don't need like y'all D. All it does is just mess things up. Like, it adds so much noise to a trace that should almost be flat. And that right there will like really help like freaking tune anything. Like, I can't believe that I went through life and didn't know about that. Oh man, that's gonna be tight. What to do? Yeah, I wish I remember who told me that, man. But it's definitely a good tip. And it works. I've been doing that. That's cleaned up a lot of stuff. This was before BUTTERFLIGHT, so I know BUTTERFLIGHT has just basically helped fix some of this stuff that was going on too. But you know, you watch a lot of the other YouTubers that like start off doing tuning videos, which, you know, some of them don't even do them anymore, because it's like, why even bother? Because everything flies pretty much perfect almost out of the box, and really the rest is just all preference. So now with this Helio build, I'm definitely going to go into some tuning stuff, because it's a completely different model. I mean, the PIDs are going to be like super low. Like, I was flying this junky Martian today on like D's of like 18 to 20 and P's in the 40s, and they were talking about even going lower than that. If you see the videos on their screen, their website. But like anti-gravity gain, like I remember, you know, you watch a lot of guys and they're like, oh, I just go ahead and set it to 5. And it's like, that's a lot when you already have like eye gains in like the 40s and 50s. So I have been, you know, running anti-gravity basically at like 3. And then I've been lowering my eye gains pretty much on everything to about 43 to 45. And that just really cleans up footage. as well. And that's really all I'm about, man, is just getting good video. Especially doing like long range and everything like that. So I want it as clean as I can get it. Alright, so let's see here. I think we are about ready to start wiring everything else up to this puppy. I want to see how I'm going to lay out. Oh yeah, I have enough room for a strap. Cool. Alright, so I already got my video going on right here. I need to pull up the wiring diagram. So I've heard that everybody is running, and I'm going to hook up my Crossfire to this too. So everybody is running Crossfire on TX3, RX3, which is the third and the fourth pad up on this side. And then I'm going to need 5 volts for that. So this entire thing here is a 5-volt rail. So I can run Crossfire right into it. Those are some big slaughter blobs right there. One strap or 2 straps? Usually 2. Usually 2. These Crossfire ends are just shot as usual. Do the Nanos come with silicone wire now? Hope they do. And not this damn plastic stuff. Why in the world Team Black Sheep would have made something with plastic wire that just melts like butter, literally. Hope this is going to be long enough. Don't think it's going to be. And I don't know if I have another Crossfire harness. No, that's going to suck. That is going to not be good. Time to go and jump into the drawer again. Oh. seriously cannot throw anything away these days. Nothing. Alright, so let's see. We're going to go down here. And then I would like to bring you up around here. Yeah, you're right. BST connections and all that kind of crap. But I mean, all that shit's going away. I mean, there's just no more of it. Like, I mean, I guess that's not entirely true on my part, because they got like all those different layers and stuff like that that they sell. You know, I hate messing with these connectors. You never know if you're going to freaking break something. Alright, those two out. I need to take two out of here. Shit. The reverbs are awesome, man. Never owned an Alien, so I jumped on that bandwagon. I was in the market for a frame. I tried the Chameleon. I really didn't like it. One of the reps got smart with me about one of my videos back in the day, so I said I wasn't going to buy another Armatin product, which I really didn't see all the fuss over the Chameleon anyway. It's too tight. Especially for crossfire. Real tight for crossfire. And I guess I like Nowak, Chad. I don't know what's wrong with the poor guy, but seems like he has a hard time like finding happiness in his life. I don't know. I hope he finds it one of these days. His big long live streams that he does are pretty crazy. He's definitely unfiltered. I appreciate that much about him. I think the guy just kind of caught some bad luck, you know, like not being able to work over here and make money, like at the height of his career and when this hobby was taking off and stuff. I mean, I know he still gets money from Impulse and maybe whatever he does with immersion and stuff like that, but he could have been big. Yeah, and I think he was like yapping about BUTTERFLIGHT again too or something. I don't know. I think he jumped somebody's ass on the Road to Riot page for talking about BUTTERFLIGHT or asking BUTTERFLIGHT questions or something, or I don't know what the hell. I don't know why he's mad about this time. But yeah, he does get mad. That's for sure. Yeah, for so long, like, but the thing is, it's like a repeatable pattern, man. Like, he's came on for 5 or 6 times over the past, like, couple years, like, saying the same thing. It's like, either get over it or don't, you know? Like, poor guy. No, I never got a Stingy. A lot of people talk about it and love it. A lot of people talk about that. A lot of people talk about the Stees. I would say that I was really never one to believe in the frame magic, that a frame made things better and like made things fly better and everything like that. But then I got my Tokyo XL that had some actual real innovations in it to combat problems for long range. Like it had the butter mounts. Everything's butter, you know. To help solve like gyro noise. So, you know, nothing touched the frame at all. The screws were completely isolated, and that was the first long range 6-inch build I was able to make that actually like had really good looking black box stuff and was amazing as far as like jello and stuff like that goes. So that made me a believer in that stuff. Then I picked up their Proton 5.5 inch, which is like my total long range setup. I love that thing so much that I actually haven't even switched it to Betaflight. I mean, not BETAFLIGHT, but BUTTERFLIGHT. Which is totally stupid because I know it'll be just fine, but like, don't we all just have that one build that you just don't want to freaking mess with? Because you just don't want to cause problems. I think we do. And that is the one for me. Alright, so we've got VTX power hooked up now. And VTX wire's gonna go up there and wrap around. Yeah, only thing about the Tokyo now is I don't even use it. There's no point. Why would you even use it, you know? It's old news now. It's hard to build too, man. I had to like modify my canopy and stuff like that to try to get stuff in there. Especially with Crossfire. Gosh. But the Proton is like everything that the Tokyo should be. Mike did a freaking awesome job with that. Still my favorite frame by a long shot. Alright, that is heat shrunk. Alright, so let's see. The Unify is going to go down here underneath everything, as usual. And it barely fits. And then I have... where is it? One of these for the Unify antenna that I 3D printed. And that's just gonna go damn. What's going on here? Does it not fit these standoffs? Yeah, there we go. So that's going to go like that. So things are coming together here slowly but surely. And that is my VTX wire. Alright, so I think at this time we can start soldering some of these ESCs on here. actually get done with this tonight. Definitely hate having signal pads on the top and the bottom. That is no fun at all. But it's just the way it has to be. It's not the end of the world. The first two are pretty easy. The second two are kind of a pain. Looks like a lot of people are dropping off. Sorry, things kind of changed, but it doesn't seem like anybody really had any questions about this anyway, which is cool. This is where you need one of those fancy, one of those fancy solder jigs. Let's see. There's got to be a better way to do this. One more of these tricky little things. Make sure all of our power wires are in there. The ground pads are on the bottom. Signals on the top. Top. And top. Yeah, that's what I like to do, man. I'm sitting here doing this stuff anyway, so it's fun to be with people. took. Man, it's a tight build. If this thing fires up without smoke, it'll be a miracle. Video goes right there. So now we will wire up Crossfire, and Crossfire goes ground and 5 volt. So here is our ground and 5 volt. I forgot to put those underneath the board. Yeah, so it's definitely turning into a hot mess here with these PDBs and everything, and not having the extra space, that's for sure. Alright. Ground. Five volt. And then, what is Crossfire? TX to RX or RX to TX? I think it's the opposite, but then I always do that, and then I always do it wrong. I think that could be the most asked question on the live streams. Yeah, if you could totally do that. If you did that, you'd be fine. You do have to buy the connector though. They don't supply the connector for some odd reason. Cost cutting? I don't know. No. I'm just gonna wire it up and figure it out later. It's no biggie. It'll be right on top. It's 2 wires. So if Crossfire doesn't work, then we know why. But, you know, once you get it all inside, you can't see it all anyway. So, it's not like it actually matters, right? Channel 1 TX and Channel 2 RX. Alright, I think I did that. I'm not 100% sure. So now we're going to throw the Immortal T on here. I just find it way easier to deal with, the Immortal T, than zip ties and everything else. They all work pretty much about the same. This isn't going to be no long range bird anyway. So that's going to end up going about right there. So I'm going to turn it. Then if you guys don't know this little hint, get yourself some shoe goo or some E600 or some welder and reinforce with that. And then what I also like to do is I like to put a little bit on the tips and stuff like that too once I get everything done. But I'm not going to do that like right now. So yeah, there's that. And I should have an antenna. Yeah, here we go. There's a Triumph. Oh boy. It needs to work. Yeah, it's all good. I've done a crap load of them too. I just can never remember. It's like I always have to come back and resolder them. Alright guys, if you don't mind, let me go and grab my goggles and radio. Alright, got that. And let's just plug in camera. Make sure that none of this stuff that hasn't been shrink wrapped, tied down yet is touching the carbon. And we'll do a continuity check. That seems good. It's always a good sign. It still doesn't mean we're not going to burn something up. But we'll keep happy thoughts. All right, here we go. Crossfire has power. Unify has power.
Welcome to OpenTX. Switch warning 0 dB. 0 dB. 0.
Crossfire link, low. Crossfire link, critical. Crossfire RF profile, low speed. Crossfire RF profile, low speed. Crossfire link, lost. Crossfire RF profile, normal.
12 dB. 2. 21 dB. 2.
And
17 dB.
we got video. We got video. Crossfire's working.
23 dB.
All right.
22 dB. 2.
Now what? I guess we can clean some of this up a little bit. So let me shrink these ESCs down. That shrink wrap definitely didn't look very nice. Too late now, though. Guess I can always just wrap them in tape. I hate to wrap them in tape, but, you know, it is what it is. I feel like a bomb went off in here. Man, why? Somebody just said bad audio and too much beating around the bush. I wonder what video of mine is he talking about. He must be talking about maybe the live stream. Oh no, he's talking about a DJI video. Man, these DJI people, I tell you. My channel started out as like all DJI stuff and like a little bit of FPV. Like when I got my DJI Mavic, you know, it was like the hottest thing in the world. And the way YouTube works, it's so funny because like, you know, since I've got a lot of views on like all this BUTTERFLIGHT stuff, it'll automatically start promoting like a lot of your old videos. So like every video I think that I've put out for DJI has just been like getting promoted, and people have just been slaughtering me on there. Like they are the most grumpy people ever. I am not kidding. I mean, bless every one of them, because they still watch my videos, and even though they're all like super old and outdated, because they're like all like first generation like Mavic videos, but they still watch them, and I still get like some monetization off of them, so they can keep watching them. That's fine with me, but and the best part is like you go on like their channels and they haven't even like made a video or posted a video ever, which is fine, but I'm like, you gotta give something back to the community besides freaking talking trash about people's videos. I mean, come on. Damn, this camera is tight. Do I have this thing in the right way? It's all the same. Yes, DJI definitely is a big player, man. They have got it going on. Even though their last couple showings have not been very impressive. But don't ever tell one of those DJI guys that. They'll freaking come after you. Dude, what is going on here? I mean... do not remember this camera mount being this tough to get in the last time. Usually it just fits perfect. Yeah, I used a multimeter and a smoke stopper. Always. I guess what I need is instructions on how to get this camera mount back in here. If it's in the top, no problem. There we go. So I guess you just gotta have the right plates on the right sides. That was only a waste of 20 minutes. Sorry guys. Performance anxiety. Now this is what you call build fatigue. When you've been doing this for a couple days straight and you're just like over it. But it's like you don't want to make any mistakes now because everything is so close. And it's going to be nice tomorrow. And we're going to get some awesome footage. Hopefully I can fly my wing tomorrow and see how it's doing. Get the old iNav done. Turn to home, tested. Yeah, look how much more room I have now. Check everything again after screwing around. Alright. So I am going to put a couple of these plastic lock nuts on top of these gummies here. These gummies are a little bit different on this Helio compared to a lot of other people's gummies. First of all, They're super heat resistant. As you can see, I was like all over them with like my soldering iron. And second of all, they're already kind of like flat and smashed when you put them in. So you can kind of go ahead and, well, not like torque down all the way, but I'll show you here. Come on. Alright. You're out of here, 'cause you stink. Switch over to, so if you see, you can see how they're already like kind of compressed already. So there's nothing, you know, I'm not like smushing them down like anymore or anything with those lock nuts on top, or whatever kind of, you know, plastic nuts you want to call them. Okay, so let's see where we at. Crossfire works. I got that taken care of. VTX is working. Smart audio is working. I'm running smart audio through the Crossfire. I always do that for some reason instead of running it through the goggles. No particular reason why. I just kind of do. But just make sure that you always remember to turn your power up and down, especially if you're flying long range, or you'll do something like I did one time and you'll fly like, you know, 1.5 miles away on 25 milliwatts, which is actually pretty sweet, but then you'll get back and you'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe that I just did that. And then you'll never do it again. But right now this board is set up with Free Sky. So I will have to go in and change the UART and the protocol. I'm not even going to horse around with zip ties at this point because not until I know for sure that everything went well here tonight when I fly tomorrow morning. So I'll just go ahead and go about it this way. With some Mortal T flopping around. So we'll put a little bit of tape on that. Yeah, it's not super ideal placement. I'd like to get it out a little bit further, but, you know, for freestyling and all that kind of stuff, it's not that bad. And I mean, heck, you guys have seen my videos. I'll take this thing out over the fields. I mean, I'll still fly it a mile away. Of course, it's pretty damn muddy right now, so it's not fun walking to get them. Ouch, they're purple. Yeah, but like I said, they're made out of like some kind of like heat resistant silicone or something, because like I said, you can really take a freaking you can really take a soldering iron to those things and not cause any problems at all. So alright, well, we can go ahead and hook up, and I'll show you guys. We'll switch to the screen here in a second. So let me fire up the BUTTERFLIGHT configurator, and we'll go into screen view. Alright, let's see. There we go. Alright, supports. Disable. Enable. Save and reboot.
Welcome to OpenTX 0 DB 0. 0 DB 1. 0 DB 1. 0 DB 1. 0 DB.
Configuration. We're going to go ahead and change this to DSOT 600. We'll lower that to 4. And I'm going to reverse my motors. And CRSF. And I don't think I need a battery.
Crossfire link, low. Crossfire link, critical. Crossfire RF profile, low speed. Crossfire RF profile, low speed. Crossfire link, lost. Crossfire RF profile.
Yep, I got those wires reversed. Go figure.
crossfire link, critical, crossfire RF
Let me
profile,
disconnect
low
here real
speed,
quick.
Crossfire link, lost.
Telemetry lost.
We knew it couldn't be perfect. I shouldn't have been in a hurry, and I should have listened to my podcast people. Alright, plug it back in.
Telemetry recovered.
Crossfire link, low, crossfire link, critical, crossfire RF profile, low speed, crossfire
There we go.
RF profile, low speed, crossfire link, lost, crossfire RF profile, normal.
Okay, we're gonna click save here, and stupid Windows laptop, man.
Crossfire RF profile, low speed, crossfire link, low, crossfire link, critical, crossfire RF profile, low speed, crossfire link, lost.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Crossfire link, low, crossfire link, critical, crossfire RF profile, low speed, crossfire RF profile, low speed, crossfire link,
Alright, so let's see. Motor 1 needs reversed. Motor 2 needs reversed. Motor 4 is good. Motor 3 is good. Oh wait a minute, just motor 2 needs reversed. Okay. Probably needs updated too. Yeah. Motor 2 reversed. I don't know why none of this stuff isn't available. Go back into the configurator. Calibrate the accelerometer. Do I have small angle set? Yep. Here's the PIDs I'm running right now. At least this was on the other machine. I don't know how things are going to be now that things are going to be a lot faster and a bit more powerful with these Primo motors, but I guess we'll see. So let's see. Number 1 is that way. Number 2 is that way. Number 4 is that way. And number 3 is that way. And I have no idea why my stream and everything went away. So, welcome back, everybody. No, that, in the Tyrannus, that is Painless 360 from YouTube. So other than that, I think let me make sure my check my modes out here real quick. Well, I had the reverb set up on. Aux 4. That can't be aux 4. So now it should be aux 2. This does have some built-in flash memory, so definitely want to have that on there. And one of these days I'll put a beeper on there. So real quick, when you set it, when you get this board, if you guys haven't watched the setup video, I mean, to cut it short, you know, you do everything that you've done. All of this configuration stuff and everything is pretty much already done for you. All this and everything else, it's already set up to UART2 for FreeSky and all that stuff. All of the filters are all set up. You don't have to do anything there. But then you just go into CLI and you type in IMUF update and hit enter, and that's all you have to do. And then, you know, what you do is you type get IMUF, and then this tells you all of the presets that they have built in for all the different Q&R values, and then all of your low pass cutoffs and the IMUF dynamic gain. So it's super simple, as you can see. Nothing groundbreaking at all. Cat, what are you doing? Get down, Bubba. The cat has decided that he wants, like, attention. Doesn't he see that I'm busy with quadcopters? Your mom knows when not to bother me. And you're bothering me? Alright. Now I'm excited. I was excited yesterday when I got that thing all done and put together. But, like, now I'm really excited. Lighter frame. Frame that can maneuver a little bit better because it's got smaller wheelbase. Lower center of gravity. Back to CRSF now instead of FreeSky. So now all I have to do is just make sure my batteries are all charged up and everything, and I'll be good to go. And find my other, there it is, gunmetal screw, because that would be a tragedy. Throw on this Brain 3D mount, which is the most toughest mount ever to get a GoPro out of. I actually like the one that I 3D printed myself better. I'm gonna need to print another one. It's in red TPU. This one's in black. But man, he used like infill to like the freaking max on this thing. It is like impossible to get out. Alright, let's see. What did I do with my other standoff? It's the right size. Yep, it's the right size. $11.30, man. Took longer than I thought it was going to take. Really didn't run into that many well, there wasn't technical difficulties, there was just actual difficulties. I thought I was just going to be able to swap everything over no problem, but I didn't know I was going to end up redoing ESC wires and everything like that. But that's the brakes. No. Go away. Man, the cat bowl must be empty. This guy is going ballistic. there's that. Grab me some of my 3M feet. It's amazing how fast you blow through these things when you actually have them. Even though they don't fit the taper of the reverb arms very well. But they're really cheap, and I think they're just, I don't know. I like landing feet. I think they're like a must on a build now. No sense in scraping up our carbon. This one's going to have to be cut in half. No, man. You can't go that much. You're going to be able to run fast Kalman filtering, though, on your F3 at 4K, which is what you want to do. Alright, I'm glad I rebuilt this. I got more room in there now than I had before. A lot more room. And I got a it's funny, I got a PDB in there now, and I have more room. Armed. Arming works good. Video looks good. Awesome. Hey, no problem, change agent. Anytime, my man.
Crossfire RF profile, low speed. Crossfire link, low.
Well, guys, I think that is going to be a wrap. We basically built a whole quad here tonight. We rebuilt, tore apart everything else. Now all I have to do is go and fly it tomorrow, and hopefully everything turns out just fine, which I know it will. Yeah, I like to use those too, but these, I don't know. I'm not like a gram counter or nothing like that, but it's just one more thing that just gets messed up. And I mean, I guess I can print my own. I was gonna say it's just one more thing that you gotta like buy. So I guess that's like not a good excuse. So let's see, reverse prop direction. So that one goes that way. That one goes that way. That one goes that way. And that one goes that way. And the worst part is I'm like so low on like basic building parts that I have to use mismatched and miscolored prop nuts on this build, which I know that's like a total first world problem, but it's just something you think you would never run out of, prop nuts. Yeah, thanks a lot. Good night. Have a good night and all that stuff. Clean the rest of this mess up tomorrow, but there she be. One buttered up, cross-fired HELIORC. Look at that. PDB in there and still have more room. PDB, Unify, Crossfire, Eagle 2. Plenty of room. Real easy. So, if anybody stuck around this long or watches this on the replay, because the number... Well, I think we did have somebody that said it here tonight, too, that they couldn't wire, didn't want to go back to building with PDBs. And, hey, that's proof positive right there, man, that I actually ended up building this better with a PDB. But get yourself a 4-in-1 ESC, and you just won't even have to worry about it. So, that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for sticking around, and make sure to keep an eye out for the Maiden and all that stuff. I'll be posting plenty of video tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice. I'll be flying and charging as fast as I can, so we'll see you later.